You know, before making this video, I had a little look on YouTube to see what kind of content there was out there about spiritual awakening, and I was actually quite shocked with what I found. There's a lot of content that's sensationalized and doesn't seem to really be helpful at all, other than to feed the curiosity of the mind. What we're concerned with on this channel is practical spirituality, simplicity, and daily life, because these are the most important things, really, aren't they? This week we're looking at 3 helpful ways to understand our spiritual awakening journey, and I've got some delightful wisdom quotes for you. My name's Aliki. If you haven't been here before, welcome to my channel. If you have, thank you so much for coming back. There are always 2 dimensions in you. There's the personal dimension, mental formations, emotional formations, feelings, the limited self, and there's the spacious being self. The 2 are conducting a dance. The mastery of life is to have both active, to acknowledge the world of form, the world of stories, the world of personalities, and the physical world, but at the same time not to be trapped and confined only in that dimension. To also have space consciousness, to know yourself more essentially as the space for it all. Let's say you're this room and you want to know yourself. Let's say the ceiling, the floor, and the walls are your physical body, and the content of this room is the content of your mind. Most people only know themselves as that. So this room then knows itself only as the ceiling, the floor, the walls, the furniture, and all the stuff in the room. If I ask the room, is there more to you than the stuff that's in here, and the walls and the ceiling, etc.? The room would say, no, that's me. The room has overlooked that essentially it is space. The essence of this room is not what's in it. The essence of this room is what enables the stuff to be in it. It's the space. And if the room discovers its essence identity as space, that would be awakening. You know, when you find yourself going in and out of consciousness and unconsciousness, right? You get lost in the world of thought, carried away, then something brings you back to the present moment. Maybe somebody's talking to you or something happens, you come back out of that virtual reality of the mind. It's perfectly normal to experience life in this way. You know, one minute you're here, the next minute you're gone, up in La La Land, the world of the psychological realm of your thoughts and emotions. And some of us live there all the time, and that's one of the reasons this channel exists. So rather than getting frustrated with what's going on in your spiritual awakening journey, notice that there's a dance going on between the world of form and the formless, between unconsciousness and consciousness, between the world of duality and non-duality. As a spiritual being in human form, physical form, you're going to experience this dance throughout your life, and that's okay. There tends to be a lot of judgment around this, as though we need to remain in our spirit all the time. We need to be present all the time. We need to experience the oneness and that unconditional love all the time. But don't believe that thought. Perhaps you're listening to what other people are saying more than the wisdom within you, and you're trying to live up to some kind of standard that you've imposed on yourself or someone's imposed on you, and that's not really helping. It's just keeping you in judgment and frustration. Notice there's a dance going on, and let yourself dance. Let yourself come in and out. We all get carried away by our thoughts. Don't be so hard on yourself. Actually, it's all part of this incredible divine human experience that we're having. And it's all okay. Let yourself dance. When you reach the state where you can observe what's going on in the mind and heart, you'll notice that you're not always comfortable with what's happening inside. What's more, there's a tendency to want to willfully do something about it. That's very natural. If you want to willfully do something, here's what to do. Relax. You're capable of simply relaxing and not engaging with the disturbed energies. At first, this seems impossible because you're trying to get the disturbance itself to relax. Don't do that. You relax. You who notices the disturbance are not the disturbance. You're witnessing the disturbance, and you're welcome to relax in the face of it. You are in the seat of awareness, way back inside, watching the dance of mind and heart. It's a very natural place, this place back inside. If you don't get pulled into the thoughts and emotions, you can just relax and notice. The moment you see what's going on, just relax. First, relax through your initial resistance. Then, release the disturbed energy that comes up. You who notices are at a distance from what you're noticing. You don't have to think about it. Just notice that what you're seeing in there, thoughts and emotions, are all distinct and at a distance from you. The mind and emotions make noise. That's not a problem. Just relax and lean away from the noise. When you lean away from the noise, you're creating distance between you, the consciousness, and the objects of consciousness, the thoughts and emotions. So we're all very familiar with the noise of the mind and the emotions within us. But Michael Singer says, it's not a problem. That's not a problem. It's not a problem. We've made it into a huge problem. But let's zoom in a little bit here and see what's actually going on. You feel a disturbance in your being. You feel tension, could be worry. We feel unsettled. We feel restless. So what do? We react to it the way that we've always reacted to it. We try and push it away. We try and ignore it. But it doesn't go away. And quite often it gets worse. And then we start adding all kinds of meaning to it, don't we? And we remember all the other times that we felt that way. And we worry about all the times that we're going to feel that way again. And we just end up in this downward spiral of thinking and feeling and thinking and feeling that takes us down to a very dark, unpleasant place that many of us are all too familiar with. By coming back to awareness and becoming aware of what's going on in your being, it's still going on. You're not trying to do anything with it. You're not trying to manipulate your experience. You're not trying to turn negative thoughts into positive ones. You just come back to this wise place of awareness and you understand what's going on. For example, for me, this looks like, oh, isn't that interesting? That really bothered me. What that person said just now, I took that personally and it bothered me. It's all about noticing. It's all about awareness. It's actually incredibly powerful to be sitting in this position of awareness because now you see what's going on. There's a distance between you, the awareness, the deeper aspect of you, the spiritual you, and what's going on in the character of you, the one who's playing the role of you, the one who is doing the best they can in this game of life. So you become a witness, a watcher of this inner disturbance, of this energy. What you're able to do in that moment is actually relax. We can relax in the deepest part of our being, and this will then change what's going on with the disturbance quite naturally and spontaneously, organically. It'll just start to dissolve by itself. It may take a while, that's okay, but that's the best way to deal with it. We could practice relaxing and releasing right now. Let's try a little exercise, okay? We're going to breathe in for a count of 3 and breathe out for a count of 5. Let's try it now. Let's do it one more time. And last time. Okay. Now, if you're human, you should feel a relaxing going on in your body after those breaths. That's a very simple, easy, and practical way to practice relaxing and releasing. From that empowering position of the seat of awareness to relax and release, relax and release. Now, an important thing here, because it's a trap that we tend to fall into, is you don't have to think about it. So this isn't about reasoning with yourself. This isn't about trying to understand what's going on. Why do I feel like this? Why did this happen? How should I respond to this situation or this person? That's all mind stuff. What I recommend you do here is relax and release from the position of awareness. And then afterwards, quite spontaneously, when you're back here, back inside, in that place of wisdom, wisdom will then guide you the perfect time, in the perfect way, what you need to do. If thoughts are bombarding you about this disturbed energy, let them do their thing. You're in a dance, and right now, you're watching. You're watching what's going on. It's not so easy to remain present as I live my life, as I go to work, as I participate in my relationships. How can I liberate myself from this prison that is the world of the human thinking mind? How can I liberate myself from the domination of the ego? How can I liberate myself from a limited and painful past or an anxious or hopeful future? How can I liberate myself and relax and settle and become established in the awakened state of presence, so that even as I play in the world of time, I never really disconnect from the truth of life revealed through this moment? I never go too far because I know it's a world of illusion. I can play in that world of illusion, but I don't get lost there anymore. That's the awakened state. That's living an awakened life. The great irony is that just being present, every moment you're present, it gradually transforms your life in the world of time. By transcending the story, it transforms the story. And you don't have to do anything other than remember where the truth of life is. It's here, present with you, or present with the flowers, present with what's here. It's really incredibly simple. How can we liberate ourselves from this prison of the world of the thinking mind? Isn't this the question that we're all seeking the answer to? So we've looked at the empty room and we've looked at the disturbed inner energies, and now we're zooming right out and looking at this world of illusion, this mind-created world that we're so invested in, aren't we? We're so invested in what we think and what we feel. It becomes our entire world. And we're convinced that what we think is true. But Leonard Jacobson says, I never go too far into the world of illusion. He says, I can play in that world of illusion, but I don't get lost there anymore. Play as much as you want to in the world of illusion. You can do whatever you want. Actually, we've been given this gift of life, and we're creative beings, so you can choose to live whatever life you want to live. It's about not getting lost in the human experience and forgetting who you are. Actually, spiritual awakening is about remembering who you are. Just as with any actor in a play, you can get really wrapped up in that role, but then the actor remembers that they're acting in a play. On this spiritual awakening journey, there can be many moments throughout the day where you remember who you are. And then you get sucked into daily life again, playing the part that you play in your job or in your role. As we're doing this dance of life in awareness, gradually more and more of that awareness, more and more of your true nature will permeate the other areas of your life. So you actually end up showing up with more love and understanding, more patience, more kindness and compassion. These things happen very naturally. We don't have to force them. A lot out there in the world of self-help and self-improvement that's really in the realm of forcing. And that's because we don't know ourselves, we don't trust ourselves, we don't realize how magnificent and wonderful we really are. Hopefully these videos are helping you realize that. Thanks for hanging out with me again today. I appreciate your time and attention, and thanks for all the delightful comments you've been leaving me. I do love reading them and connecting with you. And quite often I'll pop over and have a look at your channel to see if you've got anything interesting there too. So I'd be very interested to know something about your spiritual awakening journey, and what you found helpful and unhelpful, and if you have any questions, because I think this is a topic that we want to keep exploring. I think there needs to be some simpler and clearer and more helpful content about this topic on YouTube. What do you think? There's another dimension, a deeper dimension. So there's this wonderful picture of this room